Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to Inside Agriculture with me, Emmanuel Mwemba. Today on the program, we discuss sustainable agriculture through organic farming. And to help us discuss this conversation in the studio, I'm joined by Mr. Abel Hangoma, the radical farmer himself. Sir, welcome to the program.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel.
Great. Just to kickstart the conversation, briefly tell us about yourself. Who is Abel Hangoma?
So Abel Hangoma is a computer engineer who went into full-time organic farming to grow food that is healthy, tasty, but at the same time also nutritious in a sustainable way and in a way that is more profitable and that helps to solve existing problems.
What you are doing aligns with today's topic,
okay.
Sustainable agriculture through organic farming. Now, to a farmer using conventional methods of farming, how can you help them understand organic farming? What is organic farming?
So organic farming is, a way of producing food without destroying nature, the soil, but at the same time also killing people. Okay, so it is a way of farming where you are conscious in terms of what are the consequences and what are the benefits which the people are going to get when you do whatsoever you are doing in the agriculture sector. So it is where you focus on the longevity of not only the activity, but at the same time also the longevity of the people that are going to be consuming from your produce. I'll give an example. I know quite a number of commercial farmers that are practicing sustainable agriculture. It is where they are not just getting from the soil, but they are also giving back to the soil by, there are certain practices that you can incorporate in your agriculture. And I believe that also organic farming has got levels where you can incorporate conventional farming, but at the same time also you're putting in some sustainable practices that ensures that there is sustainability in your production.
Great. In your introduction, you did mention that you are a computer specialist actually. Now, somebody watching would like to know what inspired you to venture into organic farming?
So what actually drove me to get into agriculture, I did computer engineering, but I've never found a job that makes really good sense. So now I started looking at what opportunities lie within our reach, and I realized that in many cases as youths, we are just looking for titles, not real sustainability and also growth, and also looking at the real situation on the ground in terms of the status of your nation. So I'll give an example. The highest salary that I got in the IT, by then it was 2,500, because there were no computers, like technology was not appreciated as it was. But when I looked at the opportunities that were in the agriculture space, and especially in line with organic farming, and how young people were running away from venturing into agriculture, they was just so immense. And now, if there's one thing that has really transformed my life, financial-wise, exposure-wise, it is agriculture, and it is an industry that has got limitless opportunities if you just look at it that way. So, but in the IT world, there's a lot of competition. I'll give an example. There are so many technologies. Like as Zambians, we are consumers. So when I built an e-commerce site, Zambians will not support it because they don't trust my competence in that industry. So, and if I'm going to compete competitively in this industry, I have to invest in a lot of time and a lot of years of experience and also exposure. But whilst there are other countries that have really done well in this sector and they have gone very far, and we are very behind in that area. So if I'm going to get into this industry, it will take me a lot of time to be there. But looking at agriculture, I could see that, I would not invest so much time and also so much resources to build my capacity and also to build this profession. So I realized that, it's a profession that if approached very well, you'd succeed faster than in other actual industry. And I'm not just talking about seasonal success and also maybe, measured success. I'm talking about limitless and measurable success, and which has got longevity and a better future.
Great.
Yeah.
Talking about organic farming, which techniques or methods at your farm have you considered to be more effective in maintaining soil fertility and higher productivity?
So our soils, our area is very rocky. So what we've done is we've utilized cover crops, and I've seen even commercial farmers, they grow cover crops every season to rejuvenate their soil, maintain soil fertility, compaction, nutritional retention, and also moisture. So there are 4 very powerful cover crops that we use at Farm 7. So number 1 is sun hemp, which grows extremely very fast, suppresses weeds, avail nutrients because it has got very deep root system. But at the same time also it increases moisture retention. Then there's also velvet beans, then there's buckwheat, there's also sunflower. So when you mix these, they can build any kind of soil. And many soils, many farmers are just getting from the soil without giving back. But when you grow these cover crops, when they're about to flower, because the nutritional content now is packed in the stalk, so you cut them off, especially during rain season, then they decompose very faster and they bring in life back to the soil in terms of microbes, earthworms, pyramids, like different creatures consume them and they biodegrade them because they are very nutritious. But in the long run, you find that you are reviving and revitalizing your soil. I'll give you one example. It's not always that the soil is not healthy, or maybe is it not fertile. When the soil becomes acidic, it leaches the nutrients to a level where most common crops cannot access them. So when you plant cover crops, they mine nutrients, they go deeper and bring the nutrients to the surface where your crops can actually be able to access them.
Great. Now, many farmers, or people so to say, they have considered organic farming to be of more or less productivity. What could be your reaction to that criticism?
So I would say, in business, there are propagandas. Propaganda is where you keep on preaching a lie until it becomes believed truth. Okay? So I've come up with a terminology. I said there is a true lie, where you say a lie until it becomes a truth. If you look at the population of Zambia, 85% of it is being fed by small-scale farmers. And these are the ones that can actually practice organic farming. And the reality is, if you go back in history, conventional farming came on the scene in the 1930s, 40s. Going back, we've been doing organic farming for ages. I grow, the indigenous maize. I've been growing it, and it's very, very productive. And I'm not speaking from what I've heard, maybe what I've read. I'm talking about what I've seen, what I've touched, what I've done. So it's not something that I've been taught. It's something that I've seen, and I've grown up on a farm. And for years and years, we've been growing maize without, using fertilizer, without using, indigenous hybrid seed. We've been using original seeds, which are more nutritious. They fight, the diseases, the lifestyle diseases, the cancers, the hypertension that we have. Because once you alter the genes through genetic engineering, the effects cannot be traced then. It takes time for you to see the consequences of those things. And you can see even when you go to UTH, you see how the cancer hospital is expanding on a daily basis. And every well-meaningful doctor who is independent in their thinking, they do the research and they have figured out that the problem is food. Okay? Now, what am I saying? Organic farming has been there, and organic farming is there, and it's very profitable. It is not just about the quantity, it's about the profit margins that you make. Many farmers spend too much to produce more, and they make very small margins. But when you practice organic farming, you find that even if you don't produce so much, but your profit margins are higher than someone who is actually even producing so much but with high inputs. I'll give an example. Conventional farming is very fragile. When there is war, the inputs are trapped. Okay? But now if we invest in organic farming, we control production because the resources are within our reach. And I have been able to produce maximum, even better than the people that do conventional farming by using organic practices. The key thing is consistency and also understanding the science and the logic. Organic farming is not just about not using chemicals. It's about building your soils. It's about using the right seed. It's about feeding your plants correctly and also consistently. But many people who get into organic farming, they think things just happen naturally. You need to also input, just that you replace with the chemical, you replace the chemicals with the natural ones, which are even, environmental friendly.
Great. Actually, organic farming is a component of agroecology.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
agroecology supports biodiversity.
Very much.
So at your farm, how are you managing the diversification, which we can't also do away with the crop rotation?
You see, let me tell you, if you would visit Organic Farm 7, you see how we've just laid out. If you don't check on Facebook, just search Radical Farmer, you see for yourself. Now, when you go in nature, you find that there are different things that are living together. And the only place you find pests and problems is where human beings get to do agriculture. You go in nature, there are no diseases, things are flourishing. Immediately human beings come in. Actually, we are the biggest problem on this planet. Now, I'll give an example. When you grow maize, conventional agriculture doesn't allow you to grow more than one crop. Okay? But when you practice organic farming, in the same field, there is density. You grow maize, you can grow sorghum, you can grow sugarcane, we call misale, you can grow pumpkin, you can grow mponda, you can grow cowpeas, and these, they are supporting each other in terms of moisture retention, covering the ground, nutritional retention. And then you find that from one field, you're able to get different types of nutrients. And you see, one of the biggest health problems right now is the deficiencies. And now the pharmaceutical industry is actually making different, supplements, because people are eating food that is malnourished. It is solid from outside, but internally there isn't, that biodiversity. So what am I talking about? Organic farming allows you to produce more from a same location, meaning you don't need very big land. Like, for example, Zambia has 60 million hectares. 40 million of that is viable for agriculture. But you find that we are importing a lot of things that we can actually grow. And it's one of the reasons is because, we have switched to a way of growing food which is just one crop. Like, for example, if you're using weed killer, you can only grow one crop. Because when you're using selective weed killer, it kills everything. It doesn't care whether it's good or bad. Okay? So my point is, you see, organic farming allows you to do things in the same field. Like in our fields, we've got papayas, they grow tall. Underneath, we have oranges. In the sides, we have herbs. They're covering the ground, and the whole space is being utilized. And the percentage at which we retain moisture and that the percentage at which we build the soils over time is so immense. Our place was a place that it was like a desert. Even the people that showed me told me, no, there's nothing that you can do here. But it has turned out into something where we have people coming from as far as US, it has become a center where people can come and see organic excellence.
Great. Now, here is a farmer who has maybe tried organic farming before, but it wasn't successful. What could be the challenge? What should they understand for them to fully understand organic farming? I know every farming practice comes with its own challenges. What advice can you give them actually?
So what I would say is, you see, the building we're in here is standing not because of the roof or maybe the walls, is standing because of the foundation. Every builder, before they go up, they go down. So the key thing is the soil. Okay? Gradually, good things don't happen over time. How old are you now? Or maybe you're in your 30s. You did not just reach 30 overnight. It's a process. And when you are building something solid, you need to trust the process. The challenge is we are living in a world where we want fast things, we want things to happen overnight. Real things take time. It has taken me it took me like 4 years to really see good results. But right now, things are happening seamlessly. There are instances where I don't put even fertilizer, even organic fertilizer, but things are just productive because I've been investing in the soil for a long time. Now, what am I saying? If you're going to make it in organic farming, you need to exercise patience. You need to go down, work on your soils, build your soils, and you'll find that you can invest in 4 years, maybe 3 years to build your soil, but you're going to enjoy for the rest of your life. Now, look at how much you're going to save. But if you want also, there's a hand-to-mouth kind of arrangement whereby if you don't put, nothing comes out.
Yeah.
It's garbage in, garbage out.
Yes.
So for me, I would encourage those ones to trust the process. You grow cover crops. And actually, you can be growing the same crop in the same field. The key thing is you need to put in crops that support each other. When you grow your maize, you also grow your cowpeas along the lines. You can even grow sun hemp between the lines of maize and just allow it not to overgrow the maize so that your maize is not competing with the crop that is actually feeding them. So, and also I think the education system has got a role to play whereby students are exposed to practical organic practices so that they can be able to see, because eventually these are the people that act as agronomists, these are the people that guide the farmers, these are the people that disseminate information. And this information, when it is disseminated, rather than just spoken, many know we need to do this, there is need of us, getting on the ground, understanding and also implementing. But also this information should be availed in the schools so that farmers have got a choice to choose, but it must be made very practical.
Great, great. What a practical insight coming from you. Dear viewers, this is Inside Agriculture, and today on the program we are discussing sustainable agriculture through organic farming. Right now we go on a short break. We'll be back on the other side. Keep watching. Inside Agriculture is the program that keeps you informed and empowered on everything trending in the world of agriculture. This program interprets government agricultural policies, showcasing resilient farming practices, cutting-edge technologies, and the inspiring individuals driving innovation. Are you a farmer, agriculture entrepreneur, or simply passionate about food security and national development? This is your platform to stay ahead and get involved. Don't miss out. It is your time to be part of Zambia's agricultural transformation and contribute to economic growth and food security. Join us every Sunday at 14:30 hours only on Zanis TV, the People's Channel. Welcome back, dear viewers. In case you have just tuned in, this is Inside Agriculture, and today on the program we are discussing sustainable agriculture through organic farming. Our guest today is Mr. Abel Hangoma, who is the radical farmer and has been doing organic farming for quite a while now. Mr. Hangoma, let's continue with our conversation. Now, coming to the challenges, organic farming comes with its own challenges, like I stated earlier. How do you ensure that pest management is properly done without maybe using synthetic chemicals, so to say?
So, you see, when you talk about pests, pests are variable. They are variable in both conventional farming and also in organic farming. We are planting in the same planet, okay? So that is a reality. True. You can't avoid pests. No wonder when you go to the agro shops, the dominating product is pesticides. Now, there is the way nature compensates you when you actually practice organic farming. For us, what has been working out is companion planting, where you plant different crops together, because you confuse the pests. Then we have also incorporated the planting of herbs. At Farm 7 we have thousands of herbs. So the aroma and also the root system of our crops and those of the herbs, they come together. So our plants smell like those herbs. Then also the other part is the part of nutrition. I'll give an example of what happened during COVID. The people that were more susceptible to die of COVID, it is the people that had the weakest immune systems. So now, when you feed your crops very well, and you'd be very surprised to know that actually we feed our plants using plants. We have plants that we use to make fertilizer, like comfrey, tithonia, stinging nettle, alfalfa, sun hemp. So they feed the plants, and when a plant is well fed, it produces sap that can actually kill the pests. But apart from that, we've also incorporated the planting of neem. Neem has got a way of repelling pests. Okay? Then when you have pests which have encroached the crops, you can actually make neem oil and also neem tea to spray the pests. But the other thing that I've seen that has worked perfectly well is seeds. When you plant the correct seed, it is not attacked from by pest. I'll give an example. When you plant hybrid seeds, I did an experiment. I planted hybrid seeds, and I also planted tomato seeds. And I also planted, local seeds, like indigenous ones, like cherry tomatoes, the yellow ones and the red ones, and also Roma tomatoes. And I was very surprised that actually these were not affected by pests which are attacking these others, like broiler chickens and village chickens. The resistance of diseases in the others is high. For maize, I planted the real, red maize, gankata, and kafamba. They're not attacked by armyworms, and they are very drought resistant. But there has been a propaganda to say, no, these are bad, they're not yielding very well. But here's the reality. For you to make hybrid, you need the original. So these people, what they have done is, they have gotten the original seeds, and they have seed banks where they are propagating these things that they control. But in reality, in conclusion, you see, in terms of seeds, you need to work on it from 3 angles. Number one, your soil needs to be very healthy. Number two, the seed should be the original seed. Then the third one is you need to create an enabling environment that repels pests.
Great. Actually, organic farming products are on demand. Are you able to meet the market target, actually?
So, not really, because people love to eat what we grow, but our approach has been a sustainable one. Like, for example, if Organic Farm 7 is the only farm that is producing organic food, meaning people around the world cannot access it everywhere, because our mission is to put organic food in every mouth. So now what we do is we train people on how to do organic farming. The number two, we avail them with resources that they need to do organic farming. So that way it becomes more sustainable, and then you also get good feedback from other people that try to reinvent your practices. They even come up with better ones. But at the same time also, those that come to the farm, we allow them to test our organic produce so that they can be enticed and inspired that actually we thought this is not possible. Like, you can't believe the quantity of papayas that we produced last year and this year organically at nearly zero input. Things are just growing like the way they are growing in in nature. So the demand is there, and the hospitals are also helping us, because what they recommend to the people that are very sick is that you need to eat organic food, because it is the food that heals, and you need to make sure that your food is your medicine, because our bodies are built from what we eat. So the better the quality of the food, the better your body is going actually to be, and the better your health is going to be.
Great, Mr. Hangoma. I know we can go on and on discussing this topic, but I am sure we'll host you next time so that you can shed more light on how best farmers can practice organic farming. Appreciation for appearing on Inside Agriculture.
No, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel.
Great.
Sure.
Dear viewers, this has been Inside Agriculture, and today on the program we were chatting sustainable agriculture through organic farming. Our guest has been Mr. Abel Hangoma, who is the radical farmer and was just here to shed more light on how best we can practice organic farming. From me, Emmanuel Mwemba, and the entire Zanis production team, this is where we say goodbye and continue enjoying the rest of our programming.